Do I look annoyed? I'm annoyed. I already did this video! Okay. Bandicam is a piece of crap. Don't buy it. Okay, so we're gonna go over Worshipping Loki, a short introduction, and there you go. And it's by Silence. I think it's Matis? Matis? You can correct me on that below. Yell at me if you're the author. But I really enjoyed this book, and I'm just so peeved that I'm having to do this a second time. You guys know me. I do not have good patience with crap that don't work, and everything has been going south and straight to hell and Heim today. And trying to think of what I wanted to say. I just did a 10-minute video on this book. Okay, I really like this book in that it was really refreshing in how it talked about Loki, and it's like more in everyday language than like really dry read that a lot of Loki books can be. I think a lot of us, when we sit down to write about Loki, we're like, let me impress you with how much I learned in college, and that doesn't always work. I mean, if you're an academic, it can be interesting, but if you're not, if you just want like an everyday, easy to understand, pleasurable read, the academic approach of let me show you how brilliant a writer I am doesn't always work. This I found to be a really easy read. I'm not saying it's written like Pat the Bunny, but it's more, it's just the language and the way the language is used. It's more accessible read, and it will help you get your wheels on the ground because it talks about Loki. But what I liked about this, it talks about not only, you know, the Father God, if you want to refer to him as that, or the God half, but the Mother Goddess aspect as well. And a lot of people kind of gloss over that, or they kind of pretend it's not there, but this book addressed the Mother Goddess aspect, and there's actually a decent bit. The whole entire appendix of this slim volume goes to the Mother Goddess, which is nice, and talks about how you might possibly interact with her and everything else. And the funny thing is, when I started becoming a Wiccan, guess who was my Mother Goddess? And I just didn't realize it because I'd never been introduced to that aspect of her. I had no idea she had a Mother Goddess aspect. And having the book confirm that, she's just been highly amused all day, and I think that's why everything's going straight to hell, because she's like, here, daughter, have some stuff. And it's like, so much stuff has gone wrong today with my recording equipment and everything's not funny. But, and that was the thing. She announced her arrival today. Well, she's always been here. Don't take it the wrong way. But she announced her grand arrival today. As soon as I got her statue done, all the power went out. Like, all over town, like, completely over town. Now, we did have a thunderstorm, but it wasn't, like, a really dramatic, heavy, knock-out-the-power thunderstorm. So it was like, wow, okay. And she told me, as soon as you do the burgers, and I had that in the other video, the power's going to come back on. The moment those burgers came off the grill, the power came back on. I'm like, ooh, that's spooky. But, yeah, it will help you work with her as a goddess. It will help you work with him as a god, and it talks about a lot of things that a lot of Lokeans we like to not say because we think it's going to come off as disrespectful, but he can drive you nuts, and he can be really vague, and he can shut down and not talk to you, and he can give you a whole bunch of contradicting messages and answers just in a great big floofing pile and let you there to figure them out, because that's just the kind of god he is. It doesn't mean that he isn't warm and wonderful and sweet and everything else, but he's, you know, usually your favorite explicative, because a lot of people will just say that to him and he'll just grin at you and he'll be like happy because he's driving you nuts. And he even does it to people he loves. Like, sometimes, like, the whole day will be going wrong and I'll be shouting at him and he'll be like, yeah. It's just, it's an essential part of his nature, and it doesn't mean he's a bad god or a dangerous god or anything else. It just means that when you get Loki, you get all of Loki. You might want to pick and choose what parts you get, but that's not how Loki's going to work. You're going to get what parts he, she, they feel that you should get and that you need. And that will take time, and the book tells you it's going to take time. You can't. It covers everything, covers altars and everything else. But what I like is that there are never any colors assigned to Loki, never even a day of the week assigned to Loki, because your worship should be your own. It should be uniquely yours, and it should fit your lifestyle. And it should fit how you feel about working with Loki. And there's like a ton of other stuff in there too, like food offerings, whether or not you can give them. Several ways of giving them, and one of the ways is the way I do it. Usually, unless I totally forget, everything I have, and even like a cup of coffee or a dessert or a piece of candy or something, if I remember, provided I don't forget, I'll put it aside for a couple of seconds, just offer it up to Loki silently. It's nothing you would even notice if I was eating with you. Like if I ever eat a meal with you, I won't sit there and do this, in the Christian way. I'll just say, Loki, please consume before I do. And he will just dive right in, help himself. And I got that from Voodoo. I got that from everything else I've done. Because I was raised Catholic, and the way you do it when you're Catholic, you offer the food up to your God, you give thanks, and you offer it up for blessings, and you eat it. So it's always worked for me. At times, I will say, okay, you're fire god, so we're cooking outside, so I'll give you a little bit of the meat or something, just like little tiny nibbles. And he'll say, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, I know I don't have to do it, but it makes me feel better about it. I'm giving like a little tiny tidbit here and there because you're the one that brought the fire. Oh my God, he's going to have so much fun with that. But, and today, like, the fire was for her, for the goddess aspect. And she was giving me a hard time because she likes to tease you. She's really funny and she's hilarious and she's... Take this the right way, Loki. But in a lot of ways, she's smarter than he is. She's slyer. She's a little more on the ball. She's a little faster with the comeback. She's a little sassier. She's a tiny bit cooler. Shh, don't tell Loki. Spell for her. But yeah, she's like the best female friend you ever wanted to have. Like the cool girl in school. The one that kind of was like the biker chick. She has yet to show up dressed like that, but she was like the biker chick. The cool one though. She's not gonna treat you like, bad or anything. She's like the cool girl. She's not the mean girl. She's not the nasty girl. She's like the cool girl. And I'm not saying she can't fight. She don't have to, but yeah. So I really liked seeing that about her, and I like seeing that about him, and I like that it's really open-ended so that absolutely anyone can pick up this book. And it's not gonna like consign you to a huge relationship to Loki if you can't handle that. It doesn't even consign you to worship or prayer if you can't handle that either, which I thought was really cool. I don't even call it a prayer. I talk to my gods and they talk back to me. To me, it's not prayer. It's like, to me, prayer is something you do in Roman Catholicism to a remote deity who's too busy to hear you, so he has a bunch of angels and saints to talk to you. To me, it's just, I talk to my gods all the time. And sometimes the language I use isn't very flattering, but that's me. Okay, guys, I hope you like what you saw. If you like this book, it is over on Etsy. There's no other editions yet that I found, but I think there's a PDF, and there's the printer's error copy, and there's the regular copy, which, whichever you like, whatever fits your lifestyle. But it's a really good book to have, so I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm calmed down now. I just want to kill my equipment, but I'm calmed down. So if you like what you see, like, comment, okay, something just fell behind me. If you like what you see, just go, yeah, I think all the towels are falling off my walls. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.